Hello and welcome. Today is day 20 of my 30-day cyber challenge. As you can see, we're back on TryHackMe, still working in the Introduction to Cybersecurity Learning path, in the Introduction to Offensive Security module, and we are working out of the last room, which is network security. And I believe we are on the last task of today, which is practical example of network security. So I see we do have a virtual machine. We're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and kick that off by clicking Start Machine here. And as you can see, this is going to be our target machine information. So we're just going to wait for this IP address to populate. And let's just go ahead and scroll down. All right. We will try to hack into a target Linux system in this task. We assume that you have never used a Linux system before, and we will explain accordingly. Start the attack box by clicking the blue Start Attack Box button. So I can say that some of the verbiage in these rooms or modules are going to be a little bit older. They have done some updates to TryHackMe, so we don't really have the blue button. The blue button used to be over here on the right-hand side, so this does look a little different now. So to start your attack box, you can actually do it from here. However, I've had some issues where it actually doesn't start utilizing this, and you can actually click this here and use attack box, browser-based attack machine. Let's go ahead and click this, which is a green button, not blue, which of course fits their theme. And as we can see here, this is going to be our virtual machine workspace that we're going to work in or work out of. And as I said, this will be our target machine here. So this is going to be the machine that we would exploit or attack. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into it. So start the attack box by clicking the blue Start Attack Box button. Like I said, we just walked through that. Start the attached machine by clicking the green Start Machine, which is this one here. It usually takes a minute or two to load fully, so once they are both ready, you should use the attack box, which uses the right half of your screen to do a split screen. And of course, let's go ahead and scroll down. We're still waiting for that to pop up, so no worries there. We can still see it's loading. We got about a little over a minute. So on the attack box start menu, on the attack box, start the terminal by clicking on the terminal icon shown in the image above. You will be writing all the commands you need on the terminal shown. So we do need to wait for this to pop up so that way we have access to click around the desktop and locate our terminal. So let's just go ahead and read through some of this and then we can come back to it. All right, the first step of our attack is recon. We can speed up our reconnaissance activities using different tools that gather information about the various aspects related to the target. For simplicity, we will use a single tool in this task referred to as Nmap. So we can click that here. Nmap is Network Mapper, is an open source tool used for network discovery and security auditing. It also assists in the exploration of network hosts and services, providing information about open ports, operating systems, and other details. All right, and we can see short for Network Mapper. Nmap is a network scanner that helps us discover running machines and any programs running on them that are visible to the outside world. The IP address to the target is 10.10.201.210, and we can scan it by running Nmap and then running the IP. Now, understand, if you are following along in this video, your IP address or your attack IP address is going to be different than mine. So this IP that populates for me is going to be from this IP here. So from your screen, whatever IP you actually have shown here is going to populate within the actual task, just as shown here. And now that we have this popped open, our virtual machine, I'm going to go ahead and click over here, get things set up. And as shown before, we do have the outlines and basically the rules that we need to follow. I'm going to go ahead and click out of that, open up our terminal, and we're going to go ahead and get started with recon, just like I stated. So we're going to go ahead and perform Nmap 10.10.201.210. And of course, if you have a different IP, drop in your IP instead. Nmap 10.10.201.210. Let's run it. All right, Nmap scan report for IP 10.10.201.210 EU West. Let's see what we got. We have a 21 TC port open, 22 TC port open, 80 TC port open. So we have our FTP, our SSH, and our HTTP. Those are, I would assume, not good. All right, so we just discovered 3 services running. Yep, FTP, which is file transfer protocol and is used for the transfer files between machines. SSH, which stands for secure shell and is used for secure remote login. In other words, it allows you to execute commands on a remote system securely. And HTTP, which stands for hypertext transfer protocol and is used for the web. Whenever you are browsing the web, you are using HTTP or HTTPS. The S in the HTTP stands for secure, which in other words is encrypted. You can also notice that the Nmap reports on whether the host is up based on whether it receives any response from it. This is useful to know when no ports are open or accessible. Okay, makes sense. Let's try to gather more information about the FTP server. So we will connect to the FTP server by typing the attack box terminal FTP 10.10.201.210. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do FTP, drop in our IP address, and let's go. All right, so it looks like we are connected to 10.10.201.210, and we see our name here. All right, next we will try to log in using the login anonymous to see if the FTP server supports anonymous logins. To our luck, it worked. So let's go ahead and just type that in. ANON. There we go. Login successful. Remote system type is Unix. Okay, well, we knew that just because it said that we were going to hack a Linux system at the beginning. We try to see the files available using the command ls, which is short for list. So let's go ahead, run that command here. And we can see we have a few items in here. A text file, EPUB text, EPUB.shell, and another text file. And we can see our capabilities, read write execute, so on and so forth. And this one's nice because I can see we have execute ability on, it looks like the backup shell. I don't know much, but I would say that's nice. If you're curious about any file, you can download it using get file name. I wonder what the file secret.txt contains. So let's download it using get secret.txt, okay? See what we get. All right, 200 port command successful. Consider using PSAV 150 opening. I gotta be honest, I don't even know what that is. So, what is PASV? Passive file transfer protocol. So transmitting files where the client rather than the server initiates the transfer of data. Okay. So the server is initiating the transfer. Passive file transfer protocol. All right. I just didn't know what that was. All right. Once you download the files, type exit or buy to quit the FTP client. And of course, if we didn't know what FTP was, you can drop into that. File transfer protocol is designed to help the efficient transfer of files between different and even non-compatible systems. It supports 2 modes of file transfer, binary and ASCII. So let's go ahead, and it says we can run exit to pop out of there. All right, goodbye. Now the above interaction with the FTP server is shown in the terminal output below. So we saw FTP, our IP, we connected, we took a look inside, we saw what we had, we grabbed a file, and we exited. So looking at the files, we noticed 6 files, 3 text files, 2 EPUB files, and 1 SH file. The first 2 extensions are for text files and ebooks, while SH extension indicates that the file is a shell script. A shell script usually contains a group of commands that needs to be performed repetitively. After we downloaded the file secret.txt with the FTP command get secret.txt and exited the FTP client using exit, we return to the terminal. Let's display the contents of secret text using cat secret text. Okay, well, real quick, I just want to take a look, make certain that we have that by doing ls. And I do see that we have that here. It did download for us secret.txt. So let's go ahead and run cat secret.txt. And looks like our password is ABC789XYZ123. Good stuff. So we can see it does mimic the output here. We have kept the password hidden so you can try it for yourself. Repeat the above steps till you can display the contents of secret.txt and use it to answer the question in this task. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have to use this for one of our questions. What is the password in the secret.txt file? So let's just go ahead and Control C, hit a little Control V, submit. I know it drops it over here. What is the contents of the flag.txt in the root directory? All right, let's go back up. And let's see what the next item for us is gonna be. All right. It must be the password of one of the accounts unintentionally copied to a public FTP server. Let's try it to see if it works with the root account. The root account has full privileges on the Linux system, meaning that it can read and write any file and install and remove any program. At the terminal, we type SSH root at and then our IP. So we're going to do SSH because we're going to do a secure shell login, or remote login, I should say. Root 10 10 201 210. Hit enter. So I know from here we're definitely going to want to connect. So we're going to hit yes. All right. Hit yes. Let's see if this is on our clipboard. Nice. Okay. Let's paste it. And nice, we are in. So congratulations, you now have complete control over the target server. Let's collect a couple of flags after logging in as root. We use the following Linux commands. pwd, short for print working directory. So that's just to locate where we're at in the directory. So we're going to do pwd, and we are at root. I'm going to assume we're going to take a look inside. Yes, we are. So ls. Let's see what we got. And it looks like we have flag text. So let's cat that file. Oop. All right, and let's see our output. So THM FTP server owned. Nice. And now we can do a copy. Put that in here. Okay. Let's scroll back down. What is the content of flag.txt? Let's go ahead and drop that in and submit. And let's see what the next question is. What is the content of flag.txt in the home librarian directory? Okay, so we got to get to a different directory. No worries. All right, so here we are. We performed print working directory. We found out that we were in the root, took a look inside, found our flag.txt, and we did do a cat to see what the output was. So because we are logged in as root, we have full access to all files, including other user files. Let's try this out. We executed the following Linux commands. cd, so we're going to do that, space /home to go to the directory containing all the users' home directories. cd is short for change directory, so we're going to go ahead and pop that. And we can see here that we are now currently in the home directory. So let's run ls. And actually, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and do pwd just to show. So we're in home. Let's do ls. Take a look inside. So we have librarian, and I do believe that's where it wants us to go next. So I do believe we can do CD librarian to jump in there. Ooh, there we go. And PWD to make certain that that's where we're at. Of course we are. Nice. We can do LS once again. Take a look inside. We have a flag text. Let's cat that out. And hit enter. So cat flag.text. Ooh, well, let me spell it correctly. That might help. All right. And THM librarian account compromised. So that was us just moving laterally from one directory to another. All right, let's go ahead and put this in here. All right. So same thing here. So we did change directory home. We took a look inside. We saw that we had librarian. So we did change directory to librarian. We did a print working directory to find out home librarian. Took a look inside, found flag.txt, and we concatenated that file to see what the output was. So let's summarize what we have done in this task to get root access on the target system of IP address 10.10.201.210. So 1, we used Nmap to learn about running services. 2, we connected to the FTP server to learn more about its configuration. 3, we discovered a file containing the root password mistakenly copied to a public folder. 4, we used the password we found following us to a login successful. And 5, we gained access to all other user files. All right, so the next step we need to do is go ahead and hit submit here on our last task. We have finished up with the network security room. And so we have intro to digital forensics. I'm not gonna lie, that does sound kind of interesting. So I am gonna probably jump into that after the 30-day challenge. So I'm gonna click out of this. And I do know we need to terminate our machines. So you can terminate by clicking the power button here. Click terminate. And then of course we need to terminate our attack machine as well. So terminate there, and we are complete with day 20.